What is up, the lovely people from YouTube? Hi, how you doing, guys? Just gotta turn that down a little bit. Good Monday afternoon. Actually, it's Monday morning for me. I just wake up. Yeah, being a sound engineer, I was used to go to bed at 4 in the morning, and I kept doing that even over the pandemic. So there we go, just wake up. Good morning. I see there's some people here watching, so please say hi. Where you guys are from? What are you expecting also to learn from today's video? Because I need to say, just gonna turn that down a little bit. I need to say I wanted to do that series live with people because I think it will be a fun experience to try every compressor and every gate on every single input of my virtual sound check. Just to give you an idea, guys, of what we have. I have a kick, I have a snare, I have a hi-hat. Probably we're not gonna spend a lot of time on a hi-hat. A pair of toms, overhead bass, acoustic guitar. What I got here is not that great to do sound check or to do a compressor check and gate check because he's just playing popcorn, just nothing. Well, actually, I can show you. You know, it's fine for playing in that arrangement, but it's not that good. Guitar is good, keyboard is good, and I also have a video that I need to redo about my fake snare bottom and my sub trigger for the bass drum. So, Achille, bonjour Achille. People from France. Merci d'être là. We got Ssl 1970. Hi Guillaume. Hi. Good to see you again. Welcome. Hello from the Netherlands. Stefan. Wow. Man, I feel so international right now. I got people from Europe, Netherlands. Thanks. I think you're the first ever to comment on this channel from the Netherlands. Welcome, man. So, like I was saying, do you guys have any expectation of what we're gonna have today? We're gonna focus more over the bass drum. I'm gonna go over the dynamics of the bass drum, so gate, compressor, and that will be it. That will be it for today. I think we're gonna spend about an hour or so. Stick around for an hour. First question. Any luck with that mute question I sent you? I'm working on it. I think I got to work around. But it's not simple. So I need to do a video on that. I apologize for that. Honestly, I felt very tired this week, so this is why I didn't do any video. And this is why I'm doing it live right now, because it's taking only an hour of my time to do a full hour of content, so a full hour of video. So I need to be back on track. But 2 weeks ago I did a video a day, and I filmed more than that. So I did like 9 video over 7 days, and that burned me. This is too much. It's too much of work, because every minute of video that you see takes me about an hour of work. So yeah, I spend way too much time doing video. It burns me. So I will be back on track. Don't worry, man. Your question is still in the pipeline. It's coming. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. Sorry for the delay. Okay, we're gonna move on. It's been 5 minutes, so people who want to join in are pretty much there. We gotta move on to our bass drum. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna lower the mix. I'm just gonna lower the mix and have a heavy bass drum in the mix. Something like that. Please let me know if you're still hearing me over the bass drum. Gonna try to push it just a little more. I'm gonna call this the lead bass drum mix. So, we're getting there. Yes, I'm using 1.10.1. Sorry, 1.10.1. Just gotta double check, but it says 1.10 here, but I'm pretty sure I have 1.10.1 load in. Maybe you can correct me if I don't have 0.1 loaded, but I don't think it will affect what we're doing today at all, because I don't think dynamics were messed around with the 0.1 version of firmware 1.10, so should be good. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is make sure that I don't have any compressor other than the master compressor. I got a limiter on the bus, on my main bus. Actually, I can show you. Oh, you know what? I got a compressor here. That will have to go. And I'm gonna lower it again just a little bit for the precision limiter. So I got the bass drum here, not hitting the limiter, because I want to avoid to hit the limiter with the bass drum, because testing out compressor, that will that will give us false results. So moving on, the first thing I want to try is the gate, because right off the bat I want to get a clean bass drum. Right now I'm using the wing gate because I didn't spend any time on that. I just threw a gate because I needed one, and I actually like that gate because it's simple. It's just get me where I need to be really fast. But we're gonna lower the mix a little bit more, and really listen to our kick drum. Can hear a lot of bleed, and I can probably get rid of that with that gate. Actually, you know what? I will explain what's happening here. You see on the bottom, the second knob on the left, right there, we have a ratio knob. You know what? Maybe it's a little bit dark for you guys. I'm just gonna bring the ISO up on the camera. Here we go. So we have a ratio knob here. It's turning the gate into an expander. An expander is like a gate. Actually, this is a gate, because as soon as you reach the point of threshold, it's just cutting down everything. But yeah, it's also affecting the range. Also affect a gate and an expander, but I don't want to go over that now. I'm just going to go over the expander. A gate, as you can hear now, is really, I'm going to throw down everything else. A gate is really snapping like really quick on the bass drum. It doesn't like give any chance. As soon as it crosses the threshold on the way up, it open. As soon as it crosses the threshold on the way down, it close. If you turn that into an expander, it will actually act as a volume reducer instead of cutting. It's just not gonna cut down. it will slowly reduce the amount of volume that you're reducing. So an expander and a gate are the same block. They are pretty much the same thing, but they don't react the same way. Usually on bass drum, I use a gate because I want to use the click of the gate, the clickiness. Right now I'm using extreme setting also. But I want to, with a gate on a bass drum, I want to really like cut it down really fast and use the click to add to the sound of the bass drum. If I want something to be smooth, like let's say some background vocals, sometimes I put a gate on them or an expander on them. I don't put a gate, I put an expander on them. I will turn down the ratio, let's say 2:1. And playing around with the threshold, you can have really clean back vocal when they're not used. Later on, I will show you with the source extractor, because a source extractor is an expander. So for the gate of the bass drum, I'm going to try to find a setting, and we're going to try to go through all the gate and see if that setting, without changing it, works with most of the gate. Probably not, but let's see what's happening over there. So let's go back to gate. I'm gonna keep the range at -60 because I want to cut 60 dBs. Some people also use less because the gate will act faster because it has to dig less. It has to cut less volume before going back up again. But we're gonna keep the range to -60. We want something to really like cut it. Threshold around -30-ish will do the job for us today. Please don't take those settings as final. They are for the amount of gain that I have on that bass drum, and they react to the player that I have there. If you copy paste that setting to your bass drum and it's not working, you don't have the same bass drum with the same gain and the same player as me. This is why I'm not a fan of preset, because they work really good for the player that you set those preset on with the kit that you set those preset on. So yeah, yes, there's some general rules, but preset it's not a one size fit all working all the time. So so that's the wing gate. I think I'm gonna move over to the second one. I'm not gonna go into the Docker because it's a different thing. It's for a different purpose than the gate, but I'm gonna try the Ssl 9000 gate. I think this is the SSL copy. Did you hear the difference? This one is way smoother, and I think this is the Ssl 9000 is an expander more than a gate. Did you hear the difference in shift with the attack? I'm gonna show you right now. Now I'm running fast attack, and I took the attack off. Do you hear a difference in the clickiness, the click of the bass drum? I'm gonna show you again. Now it's on. When it's off, do you hear the bass drum being more dark? Do you hear it really allows less of the initial punch of the bass drum to go through the gate. Okay, the preset changed. So the release has changed. Oh, you know what? Maybe I had a false impression because of the release. But no, this is a gate. If I turn on the expander, then yes, now it feels more like an expander. And the threshold point also changed. So okay, everything has changed. And if I switch the tone, if I switch it off, I wonder if how much the tone is going to change. It's weird. Am I the only one to hear like the bass drum is like doubled a tiny bit? Could be just in my headphones, so if it's fine for you guys, let me know. But I hear like it's doubled just a little bit, so maybe no, I don't have anything else. Okay. Now we're in expander mode. Let's go back to the gate. I'm abusing it just a little bit. Yeah, like I expected, the amount of attack is really changing the tone of the bass drum. It allows more of the clickiness to go through. Like now, this is the tightest sound with not that much attack. If I'm doing this, I have way more attack, and if I want my gate to be super loose, I can just do this expander mode with a slow attack. And with the slow attack, it just takes some time to go up, and it's smooth out the bass drum. If I want something really heavy metal tight, I can try a gate. Yeah, it's really snappy. You're like click, click. Okay, so the Ssl 9000 definitely can shape your tone. We're gonna move to the Even 88 gate. I'm not sure, but I think this is a Neve one. I don't know all those. I don't know what those processes are based on. So. Okay, I'm gonna check my setting. We got a range of 60. We got a release of 350. That's long. I'm gonna turn it down, and I'm gonna raise the threshold just a little bit. You see, right out of the gate, this one is tighter, and if I turn on the fast attack, it's strange, I don't feel it reacting the same way. Where the stream is from? I'm in Montreal, Canada. You are in my basement. You are in my basement on the south shore of Montreal, Canada. And by the way, this is a virtual sound check. I got everything on my SD card for the people who join in. It's a recorded session that I did with some friends a couple months ago already. And we're checking out the gate now. This is my first experience with the Even 88 gate, and So far, I must say I'm not a fan of, but I need to experiment with the Hysteris. I have no idea what that control is. I've never seen that before. So, is it like a ratio or something? Because it says expander here. Okay. If I lower the threshold, will I'm always open to learn. If anybody in the chat knows what this control is supposed to do, because it's not like a floor, because I've seen floor on gate. Some gate have something that will give you the threshold of opening and closing. I don't feel... Is this like a ratio thing? It can't be a ratio because it definitely play with the threshold. If I make it slow attack. So it definitely... Is it the amount? No, the amount of gain reduction is there in range. Huh. If anybody in the chat have any experience with this, I tried to put words on what it does, but it's hard to explain. I feel what it does. I mean, if I go there, when I reach a certain amount of threshold, it just... There, I'm in expander mode. I know that for sure. It sounds like I'm an expander. It sounds like an expander from there. But if I turn it up, it's acting like a ratio, but also because it's based on dB, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Hey man, watch your video since last year before I got my own wing. Thanks, man. Sad that you have lost your content. Yeah, me too, man. I feel so stupid to have done that. It's all my fault. There's nothing I can do about it except just move on and keep going and rebuilding what I'm doing. So yeah, maybe it's time for a shameless plug. If you are not subscribed yet to the channel, please do so. I had 600 subs. Nothing to go crazy on YouTube. This is small. Those are small number, but I would like to get there as soon as possible. Actually, my goal is to be monetized at some point because I love doing those videos, and if I could get just a little bit of income, because you guys seen publicities probably before those videos, and I don't get my share of that. Now YouTube is just putting ads on everywhere, and they just like take all the money if you're not, if you don't have a big enough YouTube channel. To be monetized, you need to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of view every year, I think. So I don't have that now, and I don't get the money from the ads. So I think it's like the sound extractor, so it's depth. Okay, for the I don't know. Okay. Without knowing what this is for real, I just feel like it's depth, but I mean, maybe I don't understand it fully how to use it, and some people will have fun to roast me in the comments for that. But I'm cool with that. I don't know everything. I learn every day. When you stop learning, you die. So yeah, okay, maybe I need to do my research on that. I'm not gonna do it now, but I'm pretty sure there's a wiki page, or somebody in the comment will let me know what this is. But right now, without knowing what this is, I can use it. I can turn the knob and listen, and listening through it tells me that yes, it was with the depth. Well, not only the depth, because if the depth would be the range, but let's say that I go with a range of 9 dB, which is not a lot. Huh, interesting. It's like it's limiting the amount of gain reduction. No, actually, it's like the other way around. Interesting. I'm gonna leave it. I think the default setting was -6. I'm gonna go back to a range of 60, but I want to look at something else. On this gate, there's a -40 threshold. Okay, so it shifts the -40 threshold, shift the overall threshold by -40 dB. So by running my threshold here at 0 dB, I'm actually at -40. Because if I take that off, there is no way my bass drum is hitting 0 dB. So it will be clipping basically. So by doing that, I reduce. It's like shifting the knob. It shifts the scale of the knob by 40 dB. Okay, I can see that on like really light sources, stuff where you want to use like maybe an expander and have like put that maybe on a piano and not having background noise or mechanical noise from something. I can see use for that. Great. It's a really interesting gate. It doesn't do as much tone shift as the SSL did. Yes, it's a Neve 88 gate, but I've never worked with the Neve 88. I'm not lucky enough to have that around. I would say, I will be honest with you guys, I've been in the live sound scene for the last 15 years, and before we had digital, the best you could have live for me, being in Montreal, based in Montreal, the best you could have was a H3000 or a XL3. If you were really lucky, you could have an XL3 from Midas. And maybe if you were really lucky, you had the good compressor rack with the DPR 402 and a couple of gate, but most of the time it was analog gear with DBX 266 compressor. You could have a couple of those, but yeah, I had a good run with analog gear, but since the last 10 years, I've never really touched analog gear other than the studio work that I do on every Thursday. But everything is set up, and we have like the real stuff there. We have like LA2A 1176 both version and stuff like that. But they don't have any gear. They don't have any Neve gear other than the 500 series preamp. So I didn't play around with Neve console in studios or stuff like that. So this is not new gear, but this is new for me because I never had the chance to work with those units before, and I'm not the only one. I mean, I don't feel bad at all to say that I didn't grow up with Neve console and SSL console. I grew up mixing show. If I was lucky on Midas, if I was not, it was Allen and E, the GL series. It was, yeah. I spent a lot of time with a Venice. And way more time with a Mackie 1604. Is it the 1604 or the 1204? I was doing small corporate gigs, so I had a small Mackie with a compressor and a 31 band EQ. If I were lucky, I had the DN360. Was it the stereo EQ from Clark? That was the best you can expect back like in 2007. That's what I had to work with. We should feel really lucky now that we have the option to have all those units in a console. It's like having a bunch of plug-in now. It's like having a really big rack that I never had the chance to have when I was a kid. I think this is it for this one. We're gonna move on to the drummer gate. I heard a lot of good thing about this one. I still see I still see those gate in some rack of studios, and most of them are for are on sale at Solo Tech. If you guys ever go by Solo Tech, they have a huge rack of analog gear for sale that they sell for way too much, but it's like really old beat up gear that did like 20 years of touring that they still want a brand new price for it. But if you really want to have those drummer gate or compressor really bad, I know Solo Tech probably have like 20 left still. Hey from Germany, hi from Canada. This one will be, I think, really shorter because we have way less stuff to play around. So it's more. Is it a gate or an expander? I think even it says expander gate, I think it's closer to an expander. So, oh, my show is done. My sound check is done. So let's go back to part 2. Okay, let's find a usable setting for that. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding the good threshold for this because I think it just... Okay, I'm gonna try with the slow release. Okay, no. What's happening here, what I feel is when I put the threshold up, it starts to cut the background noise, but it's also taking a lot of the bass drum with it. So if I turn it up, I feel like my bass drum is getting thinner. And if I turn on the release, it almost doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of the drummer on the drummer on the bass drum. Oh, my setup has shifted a little bit. Sorry, guys. Let me get you guys back on the screen. Here we go. Will you get the Dante card? I would need to buy one. I'm not big enough of a YouTuber to get one for free. So probably not. Do you think it will be useful for Behringer to make a list of the effect and the reference to the original of the original that are modded after? It would be useful until they release an update with a new one. This is why there are not. Hold on, I'm gonna talk for it a little bit, so maybe we can have a little bit of background music. Okay, so I don't think Behringer will ever do that because first, copyright. I don't want to say anything against Behringer. They're doing a great job, by the way. But maybe for a copyright issue, maybe if their internal design for those plugins is a little bit close to something else that is already on the market, maybe they want to try to avoid at every cost to be associated with those brands. So I get that. They maybe also, I'm speculating here, maybe they don't want to give you a list of the inspiration of those plugins because maybe they're not the same. And actually, I don't think they want people to say that they are the same, because I've worked with analog gear. I have worked with, I'm lucky enough now to work with real vintage analog 1176, the gray version and the black one, and they don't sound anything like the plugin. They sound like 1176 style compressor, but not two of them sound the same. Even the one that they have at the studio where I work on Thursday, with a band called Raffi. Actually, I should put a link in the description for that. They are live on Twitch every Thursday, and I'm doing sound there. I'm mixing their live stream. But even those two old gray 1176, they don't sound the same because they didn't have the same lifespan. The tube on them are not the same also. So yeah, maybe not for those reasons. Behringer don't want to release a list of gear. But if honestly, it doesn't matter, because even if I knew all the pieces of gear for those inspiration of plugin, it's not gonna affect in any way the fact that if I like to use them or not. I'm using different compressor and different dynamic on different instrument for also different reason. Right now, I'm testing out gate, like something that I never did, and it doesn't matter if I like the analog drummer. If I like the original analog drummer, maybe this one doesn't react the same as I'm used to, so maybe I won't like this one. So it's really a case of, I think you should try before, you should really try before commit to something, commit to a plugin. So right now, I know for sure that I don't like the drummer gate on bass drum. It's not working, it's not fast enough. The threshold doesn't react the way I like to. So, I mean, it's not, if I had those in the rack, I could get use of them, but now I have the choice. I think I like, so far, the Wingate and the SSL copy, the Ssl 9000. I like those a lot. Sorry, you had something there, my friend, from Germany. How close do you think those simulations are to the real thing? Isn't just a difference? Is it just a different user interface with fancy vintage graphic with the same standard algorithm behind? No, actually, I can prove that. Okay, this is a two-part question. I will go with the first one. How close are they to the original? I don't care, because I don't own the original, and I don't own the same one that they did their test on. Analog gear have tolerance, have part tolerance. I'm lucky enough to have grown up in a house where my father was studying electronics, so I don't have any electronic background, but he explained me some stuff when I start to do sound, and I know that any single unit, like, I need to, actually don't ask me for them, they are already sold, but this is a Lindell 1176, hold on, I'm gonna show you here. Switch the camera, there we go. So this is a Lindell 1176 compressor copy with a wet dry knob on them. You see here, I got a lot of electronics. I'm trying to show you. I have a lot of electronic parts. All these resistors and all those condensers and op amp and everything, they have a tolerance level. What that means is a 1K resistor maybe not, might not be 1K. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not. It will be close to, but it won't be exactly 1K resistor. So multiply that variant of maybe 1%, 10% on cheaper electronic, and even 20 on some cheap parts. Really cheap parts have the 20% variant. So multiply that by every single component on this board. It's a lot of variant. It's a lot of ballparking. So this is why I don't believe you can take an analog piece of gear, even the good one, the good piece of analog gear, are different from each other. So it's not, I mean, yeah, it's not the same thing as an analog piece of gear, and it will never be other. It could be the same if you have the exact same pieces of gear that they use in their labs to model or to do the plugin around it. You said, yeah, is it the same? Is it just a skin? Basically, if it's a skin, that skin is really acting. It's doing a really good placebo effect on my brain. But like I was saying, well, actually, we can try something. This is the drummer gate expander that I'm not a fan of. And I don't like the way it reacts when I moving the threshold, because I don't know if maybe it's because I don't have any control over the attack and release. Well, actually, I have control over the release, but it doesn't help me. I feel that on this gate, the attack is way too slow, and it's not doing good thing to my bass drum. So maybe you're right. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and those are just like presets with a different skin on it. If this is that, well, I'm really happy with it. Honestly, they feel really good. Oh, that's a De-Stressor. Do we want to try a De-Stressor on a bass drum? No. Okay, but I'm gonna finish that point because I really like what you're saying here. With the Ssl 9000, which is so far my favorite, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try my same. This is close to the preset that I had on the wing gate before. I'm gonna try that and see how close it is. Okay, I like that so far. Let's move on to the wing gate. Let's go fast attack. I think it was a 55, 155. The wing gate has more range, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're right, and this is just a skin with a different parameter that you have access. And when you recall, like the drummer here, it just defaults some parameters to a certain value and just leave it there, and you can't have access to it. Honestly, I don't really care if this is true or not, because let's say that preset and that limitation of parameter change the way that I think or the way I perceive things. So it's throw me in a certain direction, and if I like where it throws me, I would go there. I mean, mixing sound is an art form at some point. I mean, it's really mathematical. It's really it's a straight line. You know where you're going, and you want the fastest way to go there. But honestly, I think I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right about that, and I'm just getting fooled. But gate don't really have colors. Well, they have a color, but they don't EQ the sound or stuff like that. But okay. Well, for now, I'm gonna take the gate off because I think we just did like what 45 minutes. 45 minutes on the gate. I think that's enough for 3 gate. Is there any? There's no more gate in there, so we're gonna move. Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one, or I like that preset. I like that skin in preset. So maybe if this is just like you said, a reskin of the same algorithm with different parameters, I like it. We got no compressor on. I want to start with the wing comp, and before that, a lot of things happened in the chat. I want to see what's happening there. The wing professor, no, please don't call me the wing professor. I'm just a regular sound guy who like to show stuff around. Thanks guys for being here. I really appreciate the fact that you take time off your day to just being here and check out stuff with me. I understand that the sound of the effect may different from hardware. I was more thinking in terms of undercase and operation. Yeah. The one thing I found with the Ssl is it seems very quickly get what you want, in my opinion. Yeah, there we go. The Ssl really get me. If this is a preset and it's blocking me some parameter, it's really ballpark. It's really close to where I want to be really fast. So maybe try to key filter. I will try to key filter with something that requires the sidechain. I want to do sidechain on the overhead. This is something that I do live. I do not recommend doing that in the studio, but sometimes I chain my overhead. I chain the compressor of my overhead with the snare. When a drummer in a live room in a small, sorry, I'm just gonna turn down that bass drum. Yeah, on overhead, you sometimes don't want the snare to get louder from the overhead itself when the drummer in a small room get loud. So what I do is I'm sidechaining a compressor on my overhead with the snare. I'm gonna do it in the next video, so probably next week, next Monday, I will do that with on the snare video, because I think it will be part of the snare video, because I want to do, like I said, I want to go over every single input in a video and just go over some stuff there. So sorry, I'm thinking when I'm speaking, and it's not a good thing. So yeah, a key filter will come next week on the snare. You guys ready to move to the compressor and the bass drum? This one could be really funny. Okay, so the first thing we have here is the wing compressor. 3:1 is a good ratio. A knee of 3, maybe. Okay, we're gonna keep it at 3 because it's the default. Attack of 50. I think this is way too long. I'm looking something more like 5. Hold 20. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna smash it, just like a lot, because I want to hear that compressor pumping a little bit. We're just crushing the bass drum now. maybe even if I'm trying to push it, it remains clean. Yeah, it's still a clean compression. It doesn't add a lot of tone coloration or harmonic. It doesn't smash a lot of harmonics. Like I am lucky enough, like I said before, to work in a studio where we have a real, actually a pair of real DBX 160, which is the next one on the list. That compressor really add a tone to the bass drum. So I'm curious to see here. We got no attack, no release. I'm curious to see how close it will react to the real one without. I don't want it to be the same, but I want to see how close it will react and how ballpark it will be to the real one, even if I don't care. Okay. Okay, I will say it. On the real 160, the real wood side panel 160, I tried it. If the needle is moving, you start to hear it like compress. It's like you really hear it. Now, I see the needle moving, but it doesn't compress it. It doesn't smash it. Oh? Okay, I want to try something. I want to go. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm on the top here of the channel section, and I'm looking at the gate. I'm looking. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to move you guys so you can see what I'm doing here. I have. That will be hard, but I will tell you. So when I click on the gate knob here, it show me. Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. I thought I had access to the attack and release even if they were not displayed here on the screen. I thought they were displayed there, but I clicked on the gate and we're not on the gate anymore. We're on the compressor, so my bad. So you don't have access on the DBX 160 to anything other than the parameter that you see right there. It's not, you don't have even the over easy button that you will have on the next one from DBX. Sorry, BDX. Okay, so to the person who was asking if it sounds close to the original, no. The real one, if you smash a bass drum that hard on the original one, it would not react like that. But I don't care. I don't care. What I want to do is find the best tool, or if those are just preset from the company, it's the same compressor with just different preset and skin, and it limits the amount of control. Well, yeah. Okay. Maybe you're onto something, man. Maybe it's just fancy visual that trick your brain. Okay. Okay, this is funny. I'm gonna crank that. What you're hearing now is a totally destroyed bass drum. It sounds bad. This is kind of what a DBX 160 would do, but this one doesn't have fatness. I know this is a complicated word to say, low end, but on the real one, it still lets some low end go through. Maybe I can fake it with the mix knob. Actually, you know what? I think I could. It's not the same. But if I'm leaving 5% of the original, like my mix knob now is at 95. If I'm leaving that, it's ballpark to where a real 160 would be. Yeah. If I'm abusing it less. No. Yeah, it's close, but yeah, I think it's really in the flavor of. It's not like the one that I've used to work with. So I'm gonna say like everybody else. Yeah, the plugin doesn't sound like the hardware. It doesn't sound like the hardware that I own. Yeah, you lose the low octave when it crushed. Yeah, a little bit. Where a real DBX 160 is not crushing. Actually, a real DBX 160 will leave, or the one that I'm used to, the DBX 160 that I'm used to, it just leave the really bottom end, the last octave go. This kind of video is really helpful. Thank you very much, man. Save me hours in front of the mixer doing the same test. Thank you, man. This is why I'm doing this, and I'm having fun doing this with you guys, especially hearing from you guys. I want to know what you think. I mean, I'm listening into these headphones. I'm not into a studio setup. I'm just listening through headphones. So maybe my perception of things can be flawed, and this is why I want to have you guys' opinion on something like that. I really like that. How often do you use the editing panel? I find it easier to use the touchscreen. Yeah, me too. I'm not using the panel at all, pretty much. I'm using the input for the 48 volt a lot when I did shows, like thanks 2020. But I did a couple shows in 2020 live where with the wing. I did 3, I think. And yeah, I used that a lot. But other than that, the filters, the gate, the compressor, no, I use the screen. I saw those. Sorry, I saw those type of display on a console before on was it the D show from Avid D show? They had that, and I just end up playing around with the screen more than using the physical. I didn't like it. I mean, even the only console that I liked it was the Yamaha PM5D, because your whole channel strip was on the console, and you could just you had everything. You had the EQ, you had the 3 knobs per EQ, you had everything. So I liked it on the PM5D. I feel that this one is halfway there. I don't understand the EQ at all. Like the EQ section physically on the console, it's not user-friendly to me. And I just grab my finger. If I want to EQ something, I just grab my finger and move it. It's quicker for me than try to select which band I want to use, and I don't. Yeah, no. It's a cool feature. If somebody wants to use it, it's there, but I'm just using the screen. This is why in the future, I had that conversation yesterday actually with Ssl, the first guy who commented on this live stream. He was talking to me about a rack version of the wing. I'm expecting soon in the future a rack version of the wing with only a screen, because I think so far, actually, I don't see anything that I can't do on the screen, even if it's moving fader. There, you can do pretty much everything on the screen. So yeah, maybe expect a rack version of the wing with only a touchscreen front panel, 3U touchscreen front panel, or 4U with a touchscreen and the same amount of I/O as this one has in the backs. That would be good. Or you know what? If anybody over at Behringer is listing this, I want 16 input in the back with my 8 line in, line out, and it will be a great contender to replace my X32 rack. Actually, I don't own any X32 rack anymore, but I know some band use that as a monitor split. I know a lot of band actually use that as a monitor split. So if you have 16 input, that's enough to get a band going. And yeah, I see that in the future. What else? What's happening in the chat? Sometimes having less choice boosts your creativity. Exactly. When you are given a different amount of parameter, it forces you to think outside the box or differently. So yeah, this is true. What's the X over mod? What does the X over mod? Great question. We're gonna take a look at that. I never tried before, so first time for me. Can you guys hear? I think you guys can hear that. I just don't know if it's only in my headphones, so I'm sorry. I'm hearing it now in my headphone, and we're gonna play around with the X over solo. Compressor X over mode. Okay, I'm gonna try something. So is it like a side chain? I think it is. I want to try to go really extreme here. So that's for the key filter, my bad. Okay, so it's like a side chain from the input that will affect, yeah, okay. If I understand this correctly, maybe you guys in the chat, have been really helpful so far. This is like a keychain of EQ before the compressor. So if I want to keep some low end, I can go like maybe 126 or 150. Reducing that. And it will affect my threshold. You see, I was compressing before here. If I turn it flat, you see that I'm compressing a little bit. If I go here, I want to say the right thing here. It EQ the sensor of the compressor, so it let go through more of the bass drum now. So if I'm doing minus 20, only in the low end, yeah, it doesn't compress anymore. Okay. Hold on, my sound check. My recording here was done. Take 2. Here we go. No. See here? Okay, I want to try something else. 6 dB lows. So it's going to grab the low first with a 6 dB EQ slope. Okay. It's kind of like side chain, but from the first input. Hold on, I want to read you guys. I don't want to left anybody behind. Yeah, it's some kind of Stefan, you said pick a modus. Sorry, I don't get that. Really sorry. It's flat now. Yeah. Some kind of band-specific compression. Okay. Could use this feature to prevent low end when the compressor is working hard. So it's EQing the detector of the threshold detector of the compressor, as far as I understand. So if you want to, it's really flavoring your compressor at that point. So you can let go through or grab faster low end, or you can let more high end go through, or you can set it like, is there a band? Okay, presence. So yeah, you could select a band that will compress. Yeah. Can you hear it now? It just clean out the EQ, so the compressor only look at the high frequencies for the detector to compress. If I bring it back in, now the low end energy of the bass drum is make the compressor working. So if my bass drum is I feel it's too compressed on the low end, I can do this and still have it compressed, but it let go. It doesn't care, or it cares less of the low end to act as a threshold. And I want to phrase this right, I'm sorry. Doing this will allow more low end to be sent through the compressor without the compressor holding on the frequencies and bringing them down. Like if you can see here on the left, the DBX 160 working, compress way more now with the depth at 0, and I can EQ the detector of the compressor, so it doesn't care as much of the low end. Great feature. I never had time in my life to look at this, because being a live sound guy, honestly, the worst constraint that you can have is time. I don't have time to play around with a lot of stuff. I mean, sometimes you have 20. I've already done a 46 input sound check in 20 minutes and send the band on stage, like go. We had a bus breakdown and we arrived like an hour before the show, so we set up everything on the side of the stage, do like a line check and send my band on stage. I was doing monitor, so it was easier for me. As long as nobody's yelling at you, you're pretty much fine on the monitor world. But yeah, time is a big thing. I don't have, if you are lucky when doing live sound, you have time. If you're not, well, you got 20 minutes to do a sound check, like I did many times also at the Club Soda. I work from time to time in the Montreal Club Soda. If some of you guys are touring or ever been there, I did in between, like when you have a 5-band show or a show with 5 band, most of the time you sound check the headliner and you set up the first one and you just line check in between then go. So getting back to the chat. The green one is for the side chain. What triggered the compressor? Yes, the blue one is what gets compressed. Okay. I want to try that again. So the green, okay, so they are both. Hold on. When you say the green one and oh, I want to sure understand what you're saying right there. The green one is for the side chain, what triggers a compressor, and the blue one is what's getting compressed. Actually, if we're talking about the same thing here, I'm not in solo mode, so I feel it's like the other way around. Let me get back to this. I want to smash it. I feel more like this is an EQ that the EQ input of the detector. Here the key filter. So could this be where the compressor is looking for is compression point? Oh, okay, so this is, oh, I can select what the compressor is looking for what band is it look. Nice. So I could, okay, I understand that now. So like I said, the green one is the Q of the detector. You could make it flat, so it's all across the frequencies, or you can make it a specific frequencies, or you can make it not flat, but the low pass, or high band, or high pass. So that way, if I don't want the low end to trigger my compressor, I can just do this, and there is nothing happening. I'm gonna turn that off. Yeah, there's nothing happening until if I turn it back. Yeah, right now I can see my compressor. Sorry, I'm gonna put some volume. The more I turn the key filter, because that's the key filter for that input. Okay. So yeah, right now it doesn't compress anything because the filter doesn't see any low end. So if I understand that, I want to try to verbalize it for you guys watching that maybe don't understand. The key filter is actually an EQ. Like I said before, it's an EQ for the detector. But what am I not? Okay, I want to read what you said again. Green equals side chain, blue equal output filter. Okay. By using the blue one, you can bypass some frequency range. Just pick a filter type first. Yeah. Okay, good. I get that. Sorry. I never, like I said, I never had the chance to play around with that. So I probably want to have, for a bass drum, something flat. High pass, and let some low end go through. And this one is for the output. So I can color the output with that. Great. Honestly, I feel like I've learned a lot from you. Thank you very much. I'm gonna keep it flat for the rest of that video, but I will dig deeper into that. Maybe do a video where I explain this, because it's not the kind of feature that I've never seen that feature on a live console before. Maybe you're gonna laugh at me and say that your SD9 or 11 has that for a year, but this is new for me. I'd never seen that on the Midas or something like that. So great. I will do a video on that. I'm just gonna move on for the next one. Next compressor in the list. That's another BDX. Oh. Is there a tonal shift when you switch the compressor, or was it just because the preset reset? No, I don't hear anything. Okay, so another version of the DBX 160. This is the 160A. I think this is a clone of the 500 series. I lost a video where I had a DBX 160A where I put a transformer inside of it. There's a slot in the DBX 160A where you can set a transformer. You can order those transformer from California somewhere. They cost like 60 bucks plus shipping, so it's really a steal. If your unit doesn't have an output transformer, you can mod that for really cheap. And I really like that compressor with the output transformer mode. I think this one, like I said, is the DBX 160. The 560 500 series come, and this one doesn't have an output transformer, or the real one doesn't have an output transformer. So sorry, I just want to make sure that I catch up with the chat. Okay, so this one I think is the A version of the DBX 160 or the 500 series. Let's see how it reacts. The easy, and actually on the real one is called over easy, is a preset of attack and release. This one doesn't have attack and release, but on the real unit, you don't have it either. On some version, some does, but it's a slower attack and release when it's on the real unit. Is it doing the same thing here? Yeah, it does the same thing. So right now it will be in fast mode. Now it will be in slow mode. That's off. That's on. I'm going to crank out the gain just so we can even the level. So that's on. That I'm not a fan of this one, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the way it reacts. I don't know. I just feel it cold. This is how I would describe it. It feels like lifeless. It doesn't vibe. Maybe it's too aggressive. I don't know. I don't vibe this one. something that I really liked before was the drummer one. Oh, it took a long time on this one to recover. Okay, this one is a compressor and a peak limiter, and this one is other than the wing one, the first one with full feature. So we have gain. No, the gain is backward on this one. When you turn left, it's 0 dB. When you turn all the way, it's full threshold. So okay, around -30. This is where we were. Compressing around 6 dB. This is what I'm looking for. The attack goes to 100.5, which is really fast. I like 5 to 10 on my bass drum. 150 of release. Okay, this is the limiter part, so we're not gonna go there. Let's listen to this. When I bypass it. I don't feel that much color coming from this one, which is good. I'm really curious now to try the same thing. I'm gonna try the same thing on the wing compressor now, just to see if this is just a skin. I'm compressing about 6 dB. It doesn't feel... Yeah, thanks for the auto off. My bad. I could be totally wrong. Maybe my brain is influenced by this good-looking image, but I don't think they sound the same. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? Take off the auto. Is there an auto on the wing one? Oh yeah, right. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to store a preset. Can I do this here? I never done that before, guys. Sorry. Oh no, you know what? That will be too complex for what we're doing right now. But okay, let's take a listen at the wing compressor, and I'm gonna switch back to the drummer. Do they sound the same? Okay, I'm gonna try to go for 6 dB of compression on both units. Okay, I'm not in any auto mod or something now. I don't think the wing one react the same as the drummer one. I could be totally wrong. I could be over placebo effect. I don't know if it's because on this one I don't have a hold time, but yeah, maybe this one the compressor is set on peak instead of RMS. To go on what you say, Stefan, I don't always use peak. Sometimes I use RMS, like on bass. I don't know why I prefer RMS on bass. On bass drum, usually it's peak, but on some instrument I switch it. On vocal, I prefer RMS versus peak. Sometimes I want to let some note go through, like a really small peak note, but I want to keep the overall volume. I'm also debating a lot now. I come to realize in life, sorry, I'm gonna turn that bass drum down. I've come to realize that in life there is something called dBLUFS, which is the felt volume of the. It's like a range of dB that take in consideration the all the frequencies individually. So it really will display more the felt volume versus just a peak volume. So now since that door in my mind has opened, I don't see any view meter the same, because a VU meter clipping at one frequencies is not as loud as a paint noise at a full range. So VU meters are a great display of peaking volume, but if you know that dBLUFS are a thing, the dB meter doesn't. It's only show you that if you're clipping your input or not. It's something else. But I need to do a video on that, because it really matter a lot when you're doing live stream. Since I've been doing live stream, a lot of people ask me, how do I get my mixes so loud and not being turned down by YouTube or Facebook, because they are turning you down if you are too loud. You need to average you need to have an average of -12 dBLUFS. This is what they consider to be the normal listening volume. So when they try to average the volume of every video, so some video on YouTube don't feel super loud and some super quiet, they try to raise you and they will compress or turn down your signal, lower your gain if you are running over -12 dBLUFS. Sorry, I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Maybe I could compare. Maybe I could compare better if I send a signal to multiple channel with different effect. Yeah, I can do that. Now this was on RMS. Okay. Hi from Germany. The time is much better for us over here. Good. Oh yeah, it's plus 6 hour for you guys. Me, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and you guys it's plus 6. So, okay. So it's yeah, it's your evening. Okay. I don't know how well people in Europe also can see that, because everybody in North America now is working. If you're a sound guy, it's Monday morning, so you're probably not working anyway. Even if pandemic or not, Monday morning was a Monday morning. Monday afternoon, it's morning. It's because I just wake up. But yeah, okay, good. If it's a better time for you guys, I will try to do 1 o'clock my time for you guys to catch up in Germany and Europe, because people in North America just watch it after. I got a lot of people watching my streams after I broadcast them anyway. So, okay, yeah, I want to try something. I'm gonna try to A/B some stuff. So, I'm just gonna grab my bass drum. I'm gonna take this one out. I think I'm gonna copy settings from this one. Same for this one. Okay, so now I have the same. The first one will be the wing one. Auto envelope off, okay. I'm gonna go with a threshold of -30 on boat unit. .5, 151. I really want to try to do the same thing. Okay, let's play the mute game. Now they're both off. This is the wing, and I'm gonna double tap with my finger and swap the compressor. So this is the drummer. Auto is off. That was the wing one. This is the drummer. Switch again. Now that's the wing one. Switching again. That's the drummer. Switching again. You can see right here when this one is off. That mean when the light here is red. That means I'm on the other channel. So that's the wing one, and I'm gonna try to go in between every bass drum and see. Oh, sorry. Drummer, wing, drummer, wing. Okay, I think I need to do a null test. Hold on. Okay. Right now what I'm doing is I have both bass drum, one with the drummer, one with the wing. Everything else is the same. The preset on the compressor are pretty much the same. You guys will correct me if I did something wrong, but threshold to -30, 3:1 ratio, attack 1.5, attack 5.1, 150 release. I'm just gonna double check that. 153, that's as close as I can get. And okay, what I did is I phase reversed the drummer one, and I'm gonna raise both fader. Right now what I did is I raised both fader. I'm gonna bring them to the max. It's exactly the same thing, the same source, but with a compressor difference. So that's just a wing, that's just a drummer. Because one of the phase is inverted on one of the bass drum, if they were the same, they should cancel each other. I'm hearing something right now that means that the signal are not the same. Why is that? Is it because one of them requests more processing than the other, and it add a slight delay and it doesn't cancel the phase out? But I don't know. Just to make sure that my test is working, I'm gonna also bring the same thing with a wing compressor. Yes, this off. Okay, so now I should. Okay, now I have my input 13 and 14, doesn't matter to you, but I have 2 times that bass drum with one with the wing compressor, one with actually both with the wing compressor, one out of phase to the other. So it's cancel out. I'm gonna bring back the drummer, set back my setting again, 5.1, take the auto out. Okay, my sound check is done. Let me start my virtual sound check again. Okay, now the fader are down. If I raise them up, there is something happening. Okay, maybe it's because one of them is RMS, the other one is peak. So I'm gonna leave the drummer as it is because I don't have the option on this one, but I will go over to the wing and try to play around with this. So is the envelope. So they are both RMS because when I press peak, it's get louder, so that means I cancel less of the phase. If I go linear and peak, they're almost not out of phase. If I'm doing this, I lose a lot of volume, I lose a lot of signal. Okay. What's that telling me is I don't think, again, I could be wrong, but I don't think the compressor are just a skin over a preset. I think there is something else happening. Maybe there is some EQ, maybe they modeled an EQ, and when you do this, you turn on a noise shaping of some sort. But right now, with both bass drum out of phase to each other, with the only difference being the compressor, and they have the same setting, yeah, they're not the same. They definitely have their own color. It could be the same algorithm behind, well, it's the same probably algorithm, maybe with some EQ or something, but no, they're not the same. Okay, thanks, thank you very much to the person who brought that up. It's really, I love doing that. I love to know that maybe it was just a skin, or maybe it's not. I don't think it is. I would need to ask some people. I know a lot of you guys in Germany are working for music groups. watching. So if if anybody from the tribe is there and is allowed to say, can publicly say that, I really want to know if this is a color or it's really different plugin. I will believe it's different plugin because I don't see any reason why it can't be. Different algorithm taken from hardware or modded after some hardware. So yeah, there's definitely something happening there. Okay, so we got the drummer down. I really like that one, like I said before. Red compressor. This is my new favorite compressor for master bus. I like the red one. I'm doing right now a series of video for YouTube with my one of the artists that I'm working for called Simon Morin. Some of you guys saw a live show of him. I've broadcast a live show of him where you could see the console and what I'm doing. We're doing a series of acoustic cover that will come in the future, and I'm using the red compressor in Logic on my master bus, and it feels really good. It's really a cool shape that it gives to the sound. So I never tried it in the wing. I'm curious to see what's gonna come out. So this one has a input gain. Oh no, this is the makeup gain. Okay. Ratio is there. Is there a threshold? Okay, threshold is there. Let's go to -30. Is it an auto mode? No, it's not. Attack, release. Release is a bit long. I think I can put the threshold a little deeper because it's not. This one is dirty. Or I feel it more dirty. Let's try to cancel it again with the wing compressor. Now I have, like I said before, I have here the wing compressor that is doing pretty much the same thing as this one. I tried to set up both unit the same. And I would say it doesn't cancel the same way the drummer did, I think. Yeah, it doesn't cancel the same way. So yeah, to answer the question, I'm pretty sure that these are different versions of the compressor. Okay, it feels fat. It feels like everything is there. What's the Ssl 9000? Okay, this is the Ssl compressor. Famously known from the SSL channel strip from Wave that probably everybody on Earth has a cracked version of. If you are doing sound, let's be honest, everybody at some point knew a guy that has those cracked plugin. The cool thing is it's one of the most popular plugin in the world and everybody's buying it now, so they win. But no, seriously, I remember using the SSL plugin a lot on quick stuff that I want to turn around really fast. I was just like setting up the SSL channel strip, doing things like that, I go. CLA type of stuff, because time is money, you know. And when you want to turn around something really quick, all you can do is just throw a plugin on it and call it a day. Okay, let's experiment with this one because it doesn't have the same amount of preset as the other one. Sorry, you guys deserve to be in focus here. So the threshold definitely not reacting the same as the other ones, because minus 18 is compressing about 6 dB, where my other compressor were the threshold was at minus 30. So there's definitely an offset there. Release time, we're gonna try to have 150. It's really smashing the low end, and I'm in slow mode right now. If I turn on the fast, yeah, there's nothing left. You see, even at 0 dB here, this one is snapping. You have the option to be peak or RMS. I think I like the RMS on this one. Slow mode, like on the real thing, slow mode. Release is limited to 100 millisecond, which is long for a release. Some compressor go really fast, but this one, yeah, this one is made to be like a smooth compressor. Yeah, like the real one, the fast attack is really fast. It's grabbing probably as fast as it could. Yeah, it's clean. It's a clean compressor. I like it. I like it in slow mode. But it feels flat a little bit. I'm not compressing that much, and I feel like my bass drum, even in slow mode, is really flat. So it's probably good for recording and stuff like that. Live, I prefer to have a really fat bass drum that will kick you in the chest. So maybe that may be good for recording, but live, this is exactly what I don't want in a bass drum. I want my bass drum to feel really flat, to be compressed a little bit, because I don't want to destroy my subwoofer. But yeah, no, this one doesn't cut it for me on a bass drum. This one I'm really curious to try. The Ssl G-Boss compressor copy. So this one will have to be, I don't know, 3 millisecond auto release. I have no idea what those numbers correspond to. So I'm gonna leave it to auto. 3:1 ratio is good. Let's crank the threshold. See, on this one, if I go to minus 30, that's a lot of reduction. Playing around with the attack. Yeah, 10 milliseconds on this one, really hurting the dynamics. Like, you can feel it pump. And because the release is kind of slow, yeah, it doesn't react the same. Oh, see, right now I just bring up my my wing compressor with the bass setting that we had before. and it cancel, I think, a little more than the other. Oh, see right there? I will try to fine tune it. Yeah, around -25. This is where it's most out of phase. The bass drum almost disappear. And if I mute, this is my wing compressor, and if I switch again to the Ssl G, pretty much the same thing. But if I phase reverse them, I think with this you can actually hear the color of the compressor. But I like that. Maybe I can play around with the release. Yeah, 3 millisecond. Release doesn't matter that much. Okay. Okay. Yeah, really cool compressor on drum. It's smooth if you don't abuse it. I like it. Moving on to the Neve one. Actually, this one I know the physical version because at Le Garage à Musique, the studio that I'm working on Thursday, we have this one, a physical unit, and I've tried it on vocal last week, and it was good. I really liked it on vocal. I'm curious to see how it will react on a bass drum, but I was lucky enough to play around with the real one. The real one is a really smooth compressor, and I think this one represents that too. Okay, 3 to 1. That's the limiter section. I don't want to go there. Faster, slow attack. Do you hear? I just brought up the wing compressor, the cancel hit. Yeah, this one's close to the wing compressor with that setup. But I don't, if I turn it on or off, I don't hear. I hear a difference in volume, but I don't hear a really big difference in tone. Now it's on. Now it's off. Yeah, it doesn't color that much. Like it's clean. Like the wing one is really clean. I like that. Okay, the Interroll Bliss. This one, even if it's the same algorithm as every other compressor, and I'm totally full here, this one has a feature that the other one doesn't have. I'm gonna try to compress a little bit. Here, let's go to -30. And you can see here that my compressor is hitting really hard. I'm almost reaching 9 dB of gain reduction. And it's gonna be worse if I copy the setting that I use on the other one. The cool thing about the Interroll compressor, which is the M-pressor, for you guys who want to look for the real unit. This one you have the option to have a maximum of gain reduction. So let's say you want to smash something, but you say, I don't want to have more than 3 dB of compression. If you have this, no matter where the threshold is, I could turn down the threshold to -50. It's not even releasing all the way, but it won't compress more than 3 dB. So let's say you have a singer that you want to compress, but not a lot. Like if you have a really good singer or jazz singer and you just want to grab some peak, that compressor will be good for that, because you could say, okay, I will let you go free. I will compress you by a maximum of 3 dB, but if you really want to go out there and really want to put more dynamic, the compressor will just hold you back 3 dB. Everything else that you're doing after that will go through still. It's really fun for me on vocal, on bass also. I can just like keep it under control but not destroying it. Really, really cool compressor that I've learned to love recently into Logic. I like it. I like it a lot. Just want to see how we go for stream. Okay. If you guys have any question or comment, please leave them in the chat. I try to read everything, by the way. So, okay, back at it. I really like that compressor. It definitely has a tone. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm gonna try to put makeup gain. Definitely has a tone. If I try to cancel it with my wing compressor, yeah, I like it. Oh, this one also. Ooh, hold on. This one is special. Oh. You see how now I have everything I have both compressor pretty much at the same setting, and hold on. You see where it doesn't cancel at the same place. So back to only having this this one. I'm not canceling anything right now, but funny thing about this one, we have a ratio. This compressor has a negative ratio. I don't use that often, but this compressor having a negative ratio makes me want to try more stuff with it. So maybe I will be wrong. In the chat, correct me if you don't get if I'm saying something stupid, like I sometimes say. Negative ratio will bring the in-between hits louder. So that's a 3-to-1 ratio. I'm gonna turn down the gain. You can hear that, and I'm going to negative 3-to-1. It's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's negative ratio. It's doing something weird to the signal. It's like it's pumping, but it's not. It's I would need to do a video on that. I didn't know we had that feature in the wing. I need to do more research before talking about that, because I don't want to say bull crap. I don't want to spread false information, but yeah, negative ratio is something really cool if you want to go crazy. So that's it for the Interroll Bliss. This is a really cool compressor, has a lot of features that the other one doesn't have. Moving on to, oh yeah, the classic. One of the compressors that I've used most in the day back in the X32. the 1176. Oh, hold on, it's really bright for you guys. There we go. Now you can see everything. I've used a lot of 1176 on the X32 because that compressor, to me, it just brings everything forward and you don't hear it that much. You don't hear it smashing. So yeah, really fun one. This thing could be violent if you want to. I'm gonna try to go here for okay, this one also doesn't work like every other compressor. This one has a fixed threshold and you gain up the input so you make it compress. I'm gonna try to go here for around 6 dB of compression. Then I'm gonna bring it back up with the output gain. Okay, we're about the same level wise. Really like this one. I'm gonna try with a 4:1 ratio. Yeah, if I cancel, I try to cancel here, cancel it now with the wing compressor, and it almost doesn't cancel. So it's reacting differently, or the options that are in front of me make me do different choices that I like. I really like that one. Maybe not on bass drum, because I feel it's really smashing a lot of stuff. But on vocal, this is my go-to comp. Okay. I was really curious to try that. This is a LA2A that is in compressor mode, not limiter mode. And an LA2A is also a different compressor from the other because it also has a fixed threshold and you just set the gain reduction. You can turn it off basically and set the amount of gain reduction that you want. I think, I could be wrong, but I think the peak reduction is a ratio on this one. So it will go, I think 50% is 2:1, and it will go all the way to infinite to 1 at the set threshold. So I just want to make it barely move. Like this, 70, okay. And the gain is not the input gain, it's the output gain of the controller. So it's really the output of the machine. Okay, trying to level match here. Good. Maybe I can compress a little more. A little more. Okay, we're about the same. This is a really different beast. This is a really slow compressor, so it won't grab that much on transient really fast. I'm gonna try to cancel it again with the wing. Yeah, this one is, can you hear the difference? I'm gonna. You can definitely hear a difference in the attack. And you can definitely hear a tone shift due to the compression. So that's just the LA2A. That's phase reverse with the wing. Just the LA2A. Yeah, it doesn't react the way I want to for a bass drum, but I was curious to try. I never tried it. So, moving on to another classic, the Fairchild. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Good luck. Good luck with the snowman. Not the snowman, but good luck shoveling the snow. Thanks for being here, man. Thank you for watching. It's really fun, but yeah, like you said, being kicked out. Don't feel kicked out. You're welcome in, but yeah, it's getting a lot of bass drum here. I'm gonna try to move on really quick. We've been going for like 2 hours. Yeah, we've been going for 2 hours now. So I'm gonna try to move on really fast. So we have a bass drum here into a fair kid. It's a Fairchild. There is a really popular version of that plugin that works in stereo. Maybe, I don't know if you select stereo sources, if it's switched into stereo or not. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna grab any stereo source as my overhead. And I'm gonna try the Fairchild. No, it's still a mono version. Okay. Let me undo that. Back to our bass drum, Fairchild. So control are a little bit different on this one. We have a time constant, so it's not attack and release. I think they are both linked together. See now, 6, from what I hear, is a slow attack. 1 is really fast attack. Well, it doesn't seem that fast. And I don't really play a lot with the input gain and the threshold on those compressor. I never had the chance to play a lot with those, but we're gonna learn that today. I want to see how they react to each other. So if I, let's say, input gain the crap out of that compressor and max out the threshold. Okay, so 0 is threshold to almost nothing. Threshold to 10 will be the lowest setting. And if I turn on the input to 0, yeah, that's okay. So that's just the bass drum. That's just the Fairchild. We're gonna cancel it with the wing again. As you can see, it leaves just some weird artifact behind. It doesn't cancel. Doesn't cancel that much. Okay. Back just to the Fair Kid. The time constant really because of the release time is at 6. It's a really slow release, so it compresses a lot and don't get enough time to release. So there we go. What's the cool setting for that? 2? Yeah, 2 seems good. Okay. And something really weird about that comp is the DC bias. Okay. So it just disappeared. Is it like a wet dry or something? Oh. sound check was about to go. Let's go back to it. Okay. I'm not a fan of the Fairchild, to be honest. Not because it doesn't sound good, it's because I'm lost when it comes to it, and I don't really have... I never found a really good preset that was working for me, or I don't really understand how this thing is acting. Some people swear by it. I just think it's really weird to have the threshold like doing one thing, the input gain doing one thing, the fixed release, the attack and release is also something different. It's not a bad unit, but I don't feel comfortable with it, so I just try to avoid playing around with it, honestly. Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery for me what the Fairchild is doing. If anybody in the comment or in the chat have a lot of experience with a Fairchild and want to expand on that, feel free. I'm here to learn as much as you guys. If I can learn something, like today I've learned a lot about the X-Over mod and the key filter for the input of the compressor itself. But yeah, Fairchild to me is a different beast. One of my favorite physical compressor in the world, the De-Stressor, no stressor, called in the wing. Really like that one. It's working kind of like 1176, where you have a input. You set the input for the amount of gain reduction that you want. You set the attack and release. Usually 5 and 5 is working for me, and you just send the amount of volume that you want. Three to 1 ratio. Let's try to cancel it with the wing. Oh, I'm getting really close here. Oh, you see? Can you hear that? I've canceled all the low end. Yeah, the Fairchild compressor is more for a bus, but I never had much luck with it, honestly. But this one had the pleasure to play with the physical version, the real one, and I was pleased. So yeah, to me it feels like a really transparent compressor. The no stressor, it doesn't smash. It's just there to ride the volume for you, and sometimes this is what I'm looking for on a compressor, especially on vocal. Okay, back to our bass drum. Yeah, it's really transparent, doesn't color that much with those settings. That's 6 dB compression. That's no compression. Yeah, liking that one. Okay, there's not much going on in that one. Okay, this is something that I don't have a lot of experience with. This is like the Spl Transient Designer. I'm not sure what attack and sustain means here. I know what those words mean, but if I understand it right, sustain is compressing when you push it up, but now I know it's like a gate compressor thing. Is attack also an EQ? No. Attack is like, okay, we'll go 1 per meter at a time. So attack is really compressing. Oh, you see here on the where it says wave on it, it doesn't. It's not a gain reduction, like it's a compressor gate. A lot of people like it on drum. I think I understand why. Because I can, yeah. So it's like a compressor in a gate. Yeah, the sustain is definitely. I'll go extreme here. Yeah, that feel like a completely destroyed gated bass drum for heavy metal. Okay, I like that. I hear what I'm doing, but I can tell you for sure what is gating, how it's gating and how it's compressing. It's a cool unit, I like it. But yeah, it's a wave designer, it's a transient designer, because I can physically see in my head changing a waveform with that. It has a really good name. That's a really aggressive bass drum. I could see myself live doing something like that, maybe less aggressive. Yeah. Okay, so it's a new discovery for me. I like that. Unaffected signal. Really tight heavy metal bass drum. But it's also changed the EQ curve. It's playing around with the EQ. Okay, I like that. And one of my favorite, the Auto Rider. This is really good when you have back vocal going all over the place. It's a vocal rider, probably better known as a wave plugin. I think it's the same thing, but yeah, if you really are going fast with it, it's basically like a compressor, but it has pretty much no color and it's just like riding the volume. So I can give it like a lot of range. I want my speed to be really quick. Can you see it working right now? It's not a compressor, that means it's way too slow. If I put the speed to 1, it doesn't move at all. If I put the speed to 50 with a big ratio, but something like that will keep a singer under control. Some of those singers that play a lot with their microphone, that can help you put them under control. And if I'm not mistaken, it's also available in the gate section. So if somebody wants to really be easy on his on his compressor, you could put that instead of a gate into you can put that instead of a gate into a vocal strip and use that to have your vocal under control. That could be easy. You can also maybe use that for your back vocal. You do a bus and you put all your background vocal into this, and it will help you write all your back vocal if they go loud, because sometimes this is something I have to deal with live. You have one guy doing a back vocal that needs to be heard like under the singer, but when, let's say, the 4 guy in the band or the 5 guy in the bands are all doing harmony together, it's getting really loud and it's washing your singer. So the auto writer is really good for that. It will, you just set the threshold right, and it will keep all your 4 or 5 back vocal to be the same level as one if you really want to. But on a bass drum, I don't see that much of use for that. It's not quick enough, and it's not the purpose also of that compressor. Did we check them all? Pretty much. Okay, let's go back to my original bass drum and say that what I like the most, and I'm gonna try to build on that. I'm gonna save the show file like this, and we're gonna build the whole mix on that and see where it leads us. Maybe some stuff are good listening in solo like that. Maybe some stuff will fit way better in the mix. But first step will be to keep my 9000 gate. I like it. And do I want the drummer or the wave designer? I think I want the wave designer. I'm gonna bring back up the full mix, and we're gonna try to set that in our mix. So it's gonna get loud, guys. I need to turn back on my effect. Yeah. Okay, let's go. I want a really round, really fat, rounded bass drum for that. So, because naturally in the sound of that bass drum, because I've used a inside kick, a condenser inside kick, a plate, the Bayer Dynamic D71C, C's for condenser. The bass drum is really clicky, so I want to round it a little bit, and the Transient Designer really doing it for that. Really like that. I feel like I'm gonna use that on a snare probably. This is probably my new go-to insert for my bass drum. Now with no EQ. that can really help me if I want to bring the bass drum under the radar. That means it's still there. If I mute it, you notice it's not there anymore. But if I turn it back on, it's there, but it's not taking the whole mix. So I think it's great for that. And just by bringing back the Attack 3 dB, you can have it there. And if I want to go full metal with it, yeah, really cool stuff. So this is a really long stream. I'm gonna try to end that right now. In conclusion, I think we answered the question that no, not every compressor and gate in the wing is a skin with different parameter that you have access to. I think you have some really cool plugin in there, and different kind of plugin. The Attack, like, you cannot, maybe you can, but I don't think there is an easy way for you to just repurpose the wave, the wing compressor, and to do this with two knobs easily. So I'm gonna guess it's a different plugin that you insert there. Really happy with the results so far. Really happy with the fact that all of you guys came out and check out that stuff with me. Been going for 2.5 hours now. It's really fun. I never took the time to do that because doing, like I said, doing live sound is sometimes more a race than you have time to set up stuff. So I'm really glad I did that today. I hope you guys have enjoyed that live stream. Yeah, that's it. Please, guys, if you are still not subscribed to the channel, that will help me a lot if you want to. If you didn't like that video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to share it with your friend, if you think that could be helpful for anybody, please share it with your friend. I honestly need the view, and I need the subscriber. I just, I don't want to make I'm not a PewDiePie of this world. I'm not a Davey504. I don't want 9 million subs, and I don't think there is 9 million people in the world who are interested in what I'm doing right now and what we're doing together, answering questions and stuff like that. But I think there's at least 1,000, and I just want to get that little bit of money that Google is making on me with the ads. I just want to grab that and give me a reason to keep on doing all those live, let's say every week. I'm gonna try to do that every Monday, do that series every week. So please, guys, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys really soon. Next Monday for the snare. We're doing snare next. Take care, guys.